WWE has officially released Velveteen Dream, and we're going to talk about it. My name is Ango. This is Destination Pro Wrestling, a YouTube channel where I bring you guys the latest news and rumors floating around on the internet, and I bring you guys my opinion. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you disagree, but it's all good because we're building a community here, and that's what people do. So if you guys want to join in on the fun, check out the links down in the description below, or drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of today's video. So yeah, I totally forgot Velveteen Dream was even with the company, and to be entirely honest, I didn't really look too deep into the allegations made against Velveteen Dream. I mean, I read the headlines, I saw the tweets on Twitter, I saw that it was trending, it looked bad, and I pretty much figured out at that point there was probably no way it would get better. There's been very little talk from WWE when it came to Velveteen Dream's situation, but it was very clear that every time WWE tried to use Velveteen Dream on TV, it was going to be met with a lot of criticism from fans. It started trending, and put it this way, every time I've ever made a video about somebody getting released from WWE, anytime it's talked about on Twitter, fans immediately push the Fire Velveteen Dream hashtag. So it was very clear his reputation was tarnished from the get-go, and seeing the lack of communication coming from WWE's communication team, it definitely threw a curveball because you just didn't know what was really happening. WWE at one point had an investigation, but they said nothing came out of it. Again, just tons of confusion surrounding the situation. Velveteen Dream clearly had a high ceiling when he came to WWE. In-ring skill, mic promo skills, charisma. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to be a big deal. He was one of the few people that nobody actually wanted to see to go to the main roster because they felt like at that point, WWE would obviously have a creative blunder, and obviously that is, it's pretty easy to argue that WWE has a tendency to mess up the call-ups from NXT. But of course, this guy had such a high ceiling, and when all the allegations came out, he went from the guy that everybody wanted to see become successful to being the guy that gets fired immediately. It looked like the heat surrounding Velveteen Dream and the controversies and the allegations were pretty much inevitably never going to go away. And I literally forgot that he wasn't with, I forgot that he was still with the company because they hadn't been using him. And once it got to that situation where WWE had not been using him, I totally forgot he was with the company, and then it starts being talked about on Twitter again, of course. Once I see that people are still talking about it, I totally forgot that WWE still had him. People still want him gone, rightfully so. And then it got me thinking hey, why hasn't WWE released him? And this is a situation where WWE did their own investigation, looked like nothing came out of it. If nothing came out of it, then, what's really going on with him? And it was funny, I was reading something on the internet today. But basically what was happening was there was a lot of people concerned backstage with Velveteen Dream because WWE was possibly preparing him to be a coach at the Performance Center, which, of course, obviously would become even more controversial. So here's the thing, right? Velveteen Dream is done. He's gone with WWE. Probably will never come back. But this is a situation where I don't think he'll ever be able to go to another wrestling company. I just don't foresee it happening. One of the biggest things that I remember from Enzo Amore when he was taken and fired by WWE, I believe at one point it came out that he was clear from all those accusations and all of those things that were being said about him. But with Velveteen Dream situation, I feel like there's very little that's ever come out about it. So it makes it a very confusing situation to begin with. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't know if this will ever be fixed. I don't think this will ever be repaired. Usually when people are released, many people are the first to say, hey, AEW, Impact, ROH should sign him. I don't foresee that happening. I don't think he's going to be wrestling again. But ultimately, at the end of the day, with all of the stuff being said about Velveteen Dream, it sucks, but at the end of the day, that's pretty much it, right? You get rid of him, you don't put him on TV ever again, and you move on. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. He's gone. Do you guys think he has a career after his WWE release? I'll be honest with you guys, I don't see it happening. So, very interesting. Also, another thing I do want to mention, WWE didn't even announce his release. So, because they didn't announce his release, obviously you can tell this one was done very quietly. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And if you guys have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. I'll see you guys next time.